What is up, everyone? It is Lovenji Gaming here, and we are back with another fantastic Command & Conquer GDI Covert Ops mission. And today is going to be a quickish one, not as quick as the last one, but we are going to be looking at another one of the pre-deployed levels that is on a timer. So you are sort of constrained by how slowly you can do this as opposed to how quickly, and it's about rescuing multiple Dr. Mobiuses. So if you like that unit and its voice lines, well, you're going to love this mission. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this underway. What is up, everyone? Here we are, GDI Mission 5. First thing we're going to do is slow the game speed. The one thing I have said time and time again, and you are beginning to understand, is that game speed is crucial for some of these missions and the way that you start them off. As we identified in one of the previous missions when we actually calculated, the way in which Westwood wanted you to play this game was in fact painfully slow. So taking it down a notch actually makes some of these really hard to react to situations seem a little bit more fair. And that's kind of the deal when you're going, how do I react to that? It'll be in the game speed. So there's a really cool little trick you can do here. I sort of mess it up and have to run for my life. Don't spam click because they stand on the spot if you spam click, as you can see. But if you attack ground near the flamethrower, because grenades are unfortunately not very accurate, if you attack ground near him, you'll do enough damage to put him in the crawling stance, which then makes him run much slower and is much easier to hit with the lethal volley. If you click on him directly, he'll aggro to you and is actually quite hard to kill. I do it much better with this flamer. As you can see, he doesn't even get close enough, and that's kind of the crucial technique to taking out those flamers. There are a couple of minigunners, but those minigunners are actually very weak and will die to either just one salvo from your own minigunners, or a grenade volley that barely hits them. All I'm doing now is clearing out remaining Brotherhood minigunners. I know where they are because I've done this mission so many times, so I can kind of do it without aggroing them. Now, we've got quite a potent little infantry force. Now we've got 3 minigunners and 4 grenadiers. We like grenadiers, so long as they don't friendly fire our minigunners. So it's important to keep these units control group. This is a precision mission, not a we're going to spam everyone to get killed mission. You can then position the minigunners back where you started and go to save this house. The reason that Westwood reveals these things to you is because they're kind of hints. This mission's based on a number of reinforcement triggers. Clearing checkpoints spawns the reinforcements that you need to clear the next checkpoint, so as you can see it's given us a medium tank. But what you want to be careful of is it tries to trick you here and it makes you think, well, I've got the medium tank, so I need to run forward with the medium tank right now. That is not the case. And that is why there's a cheeky little rocket soldier just waiting to be the bane of your tank's existence. So, keep all units moving at all times. It's kind of the best piece of advice I can give you. It's very, very, very difficult to fail this mission. The principal reason that you're going to fail this mission is that you're too slow. So there's 3 scientists, or Dr. Mobiuses, that we need saving from a Nod nuclear weapon. You only need to save at least one of them, but because it's a nuclear weapon that gets cast on their building, it will kill all 3 and therefore they won't survive. I tried to save all 3, you know, being the good guy GDI roleplay. It's not worth getting your grenadiers involved in this fight. It's just not. The medium tank will take care of that flame tank perfectly fine.
Reinforcements have arrived.
The flame splash damage is obscene on a flame tank, so it's really not worth trying to take that risk. But the flame tank is why we spawned in the medium tank. So now we've been given a Humvee and some rocket boys. The rocket soldiers aren't going to play too many significant parts in this, purely because of how far back they spawn and how slow they are. They're almost something of a red herring. They sort of trick you into waiting for them, and then these scientists are going to get nuked, and then you're going to be like, well, that's most unfortunate. Assuming that anyone ever actually talks like that. But the path is a bit winding, but the Humvee helps you identify which path you want to take. You can scout ahead with the Humvee pretty confidently, and the Humvee's actually a quick enough unit that you can afford a little bit of scouting. As you can see, there is Tiberium and a wolf. That's another evil little trap set by Westwood. Get your infantry running through that Tiberium and then back when it turns out it's a dead end. Very clever, very sinister. But it's exactly that. The more you know the map, the safer you're going to be traversing it. And the quicker you're going to be able to traverse it, and therefore the more likely you are to actually be able to do this level before the scientists get nuked. I actually find the hardest bit of the level being these start with the 2 grenadiers and the 1 minigunner. If you mess up those flamer kills, then it all just falls apart. You don't have the group of GDI special units to do anything with. So those are our scientists, wonderful, wonderful men, trapped in by the most pitiful of picket fences. Some of the greatest minds in the world, and I can't figure out a picket fence. So we're just going to set them free. One of you want to cost that up? 2 medium tank salvos, heavy shells, for a picket fence. Picket fence is going to cost you minimum. There's your nuke. And it was kind enough to spawn us another minigunner. Woohoo! That's what we call a profit. So, we get another Humvee, not that it matters at this point, and we get another squad of rockets, and that's what I mean by they're sort of superfluous. Because we're on the final sprint here, we are trying to get these guys out, and our rockets are all the way back there. So, always leave those standing behind. There's going to be a lot of units ambushing us on this path. So long as you take the path slowly, you'll do just fine. Rush down this path and you'll be in for a real struggle. So waiting for the second Humvee because the second Humvee is going to really help us out. This section is not timed. You can take as long as you want to do this. The timer exists only for the purposes of that nuclear weapon. So at this stage in the game, you're not timed, so you can just crawl forward slowly, carefully, with precision, trying to avoid taking damage like we're doing here. Bit of a missed shot there. And there we go. The other rocket squad is still nowhere near, which is fantastic. It's exactly what you want to see. So I'm just checking all corners at this point, and the only reason I'm doing that is because I know the sheer amount of troops in this forest that ambush you, and I couldn't remember exactly all of them. I know there's a flame tank in here somewhere, I know there's a light tank in here somewhere, but I don't know where they are. I'd actually forgotten. And of course there's a squad of rockets as well, just for good measure. So, what do rockets hate? Well, they hate grenadiers, so pull the APCs back, move the grenadiers forward. This mission's really straightforward if you've got everything control grouped, and you can just start crawling forward. So, we get chased down by a couple of rocket soldiers, but they are rocket soldiers, so they do very little damage to infantry. And you can just turn your minigunners around and deal with them. Easier to use the minigunners than the Humvees, because the rocket soldiers will obviously do good damage to your Humvees. So they're going to do next to nothing to those minigunners. I found the light tank. So I was trying to be cheeky, I was trying to see if the medium tank could reach him. It can't. So we're just going to pull forward the anti-tank troops. Now that we've dealt with the rockets, we're going to get the minigunners back. Those guys went jogging over some Tiberium, so they're basically useless to us.
Yes, affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
And at this point, I assume we can put the game speed back. This is actually a big mistake because we take a lot of casualties in these next few seconds because I get impatient. And it really is the crucial difference between doing a mission well and doing this mission poorly. Is that there's your flame tank. And boy, did he just obliterate us. But the end is in sight. He got one good blast of the flame turret.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
And then the flame trooper gets what remains. So now I'm just being a bit more cautious than perhaps I should.
Unit lost.
There's a buggy there waiting to get his ambush on. Unfortunately, the buggy aggro's badly and it's going to finish off those units. So, reinforcements have arrived. The mission is all but done. And I'll see you in the outro, of course. The helicopter gets confused because one of the Mobiuses was stood on the spot. And this is what I was talking about. You only need to save one of them.
Mission accomplished.
What more is there to say? That was GDI Mission 5. Now, it's an interesting mission, and once you know where all the triggers are, it can be done within the time. I suppose the interesting challenge to this is actually identifying all the triggers, dealing with the flamers efficiently, and then just getting everyone running. Anyway, as always, like, share the video, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and we now have a community Discord as well, so don't forget to pop in. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.